Detroit comes out on top. Who stepped up for the Lions, in your opinion?
You know, to me, it starts with Jahmyr Gibbs. And they did not efficiently run the ball. You know, at the end there, they had the nice touchdown run. But when you watch Jahmyr Gibbs, you can just see there's certain guys in this league where when they make other players look silly, that's when you know they're just moving or operating at a different level than everyone else. And it's week in and week out with Jahmyr Gibbs. It started early. You know, they're getting him the ball in the backfield. If the Cowboys are going to sit here and basically play this style of defense, they're like, all right, we'll just throw checkdowns. And when I say make guys look silly, look at this, Jay. I mean, this is an NFL linebacker here that is just, still looking for him. And you thought he was done here. This, to me, might have been even crazier. This is third down. Duron Bland goes on an absolute trip to the sideline. And then, again, you hear me week in and week out, but this is right up the middle, and then you end here bouncing outside. He does not have a weakness. He catches the ball extremely well. You saw that tonight. His ability to make people miss in the open field right now is second to none in this league. And if you need him to get those tough yards, he can do it. I mean, to be on that stat, if you're watching the game, it was touchdowns before 24, and he's tied with Barry Sanders and Randy Moss. Like, that's a pretty special list right there. I'll be honest, if he stays healthy, which it certainly looks like it, the Lions have an all-time great here.
And then for Dallas, and apologies to Pierre LeBrun and all the Dallas Cowboys fans.
All of them.
It would pretty much take a miracle for them to make it at this point. The knock on Dak Prescott for years has been doesn't play big in the big games, but you wouldn't necessarily put the blame on Dak for this loss.
Absolutely not. And you've heard me say this all year where there's a margin of error on this Dallas team because of how poor their defense is. Like, what more did you want Dak to do? Were there some mistakes in there? Sure. But that being said, he gets no help. The defense gives up over 40. The special teams was brutal. And you look at this, it's like, okay, here's your pick. He tries to fit in a slant. It's a great job by Robertson. I don't really think this is a bad read or a bad throw. And towards the end of the game, you know, it is what it is. But this, to me, is what drives you nuts. You can't blame Dak. It's 3rd and over 20. What are we fighting for an extra yard for? And then, again, you talk about the defense, but Revel, I know he's a rookie. It's a tough night. You did not need to do this. This was a big play. And, Jay, watch Revel here. This is zone coverage. Where are you backpedaling to? You're backpedaling to cover this man. And then I mentioned special teams. Look at this. Cowboy fans, you're down 7. There's under 4 minutes left. And what do? You kick the ball after a field goal, and you give up another, not the first one, another massive return. They're already given up a bunch of return yards in this game. So it's easy to sit here and be like, Dak didn't get it done. What more do you want the guy to do? Your special teams was garbage tonight outside of the field goal block. You look at your defense, you're getting torched all over the field. Like, they needed a couple stops, and Dak gets the job done tonight. He's playing at an incredible level. I don't put either pick on him, including the one at the end of the game. You turn the ball over 3 times. I feel for Dak Prescott.
George Pickens, you've been talking about it all year long. There's times when George Pickens looks like he might be the best receiver in the National Football League. And then there's Thursday night, which is a good example of why Jerry Jones might be hesitant to make this guy one of the highest paid receivers in the National Football League.
I appreciate you asking me this question, Jay. I got to go on a little rant here because I think this guy, talent-wise, is up there in the top 3. I really believe that. And I love it when he's on. And he's been on for most of the year. But Steelers fans can say, oh, this is the Pickens we see, and you saw him come out tonight in a game where they needed him. Even CeeDee Lamb goes down. It's like you look at some of these plays. We run a slant here, and I've never actually seen this. We literally just grab his face mask, and it's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah.
And then here, yes, you're setting the rub, but see how he exaggerates this? Jay, you're taught here, just run through it, make it look normal. This is stuff you're taught in day 1 of camp. So, and then this to me is crazy. It's 4th and 5, great contested catch. You know how fortunate they are? It's 27-9. This game was close in the 4th quarter. How do we have no ball security? And you're going to see this here. This is another 3rd down. What route is this? I don't know. I was in the NFL for a long time, and I don't know what route that is. Okay? And Dak's screaming at him. You know, it's just like the guy is so good at football. I love the guy. I do. I love the guy. But then he has these moments or these nights. I don't know if he's checked out, but it's just like, man, 4th and 5, you're at the red zone. It's 27-9. We're hanging the ball on the ground, and thankfully your offensive lineman recovered it. You know, it's 3rd down, and Dak wants you to run a comeback or a stop route, whatever you want to call it. and you jog off the line and just turn and look like, what's up, man? What's going on?
As Mike Tomlin said after releasing George Pickens, or I believe it was someone said this about Mike Tomlin. Beware the receiver Mike Tomlin deems expendable. Beware the receiver Mike Tomlin. Okay, Jen, can you bring back that NFC playoff board for us? Do you believe that the Detroit Lions will, in fact, make the playoffs this year?
I don't. I know.
Wow.
I'll tell you why. Lion fans, don't get mad at me.
Now, I want to see this board because I want to see, is there not a team here that you think like Green Bay, really, they can't
I think
catch
Green Bay beats Chicago. They're, I think, a 6.5-point favorite, and they take the division lead this weekend. So, in that case, you're only a game behind Chicago. The thing that jams me is basically, I do believe Seattle, San Fran, and the Rams will continue to win. I think they get.
And by
to
the way,
11.
that's the Lions' next opponent.
Correct.
The Rams.
And this is where it's like, if you lose to the Rams, it's not that Detroit's not going to have a great record. I just worry that at this point, they won't there's not enough games left. I mean, 12 does it. I'm not sure 11 does it. That's what gets crazy. In the NFC, we'll see how it shakes out. I'm not sure 11 wins gets you into the dance.
Wow. Sunday Nighter is also basically a must-win for both teams.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
You've got the Houston Texans, Luke. This is going to be an incredible matchup on Sunday night. I know you're excited.
I'm very excited. The Chiefs have to win this game. It's just point blank. The Texans, I would say, as well. But it's an interesting matchup because I think it'll be a defensive battle. I do like the matchup of Kansas City's defense against Houston's offense, but the big one is, how is KC going to operate against Will Anderson Jr. in this Texans defense right now? Looks awesome.
You are all in on D'Amico Ryan's defense.
And I'm telling you, they are humming right now.
Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites, according to our friends at FanDuel. Don't forget, after this game, you can watch Luke break it all down on this very show.